Welcome to TechGolly Weekend News.
U.S. Department of Justice may seek Google's sale of Chrome browser to address alleged monopoly.
The U.S. Department of Justice is reportedly planning to request a federal judge to mandate Alphabet's Google divest its Chrome internet browser. Bloomberg News revealed that the move comes as part of efforts to curb Google's dominance in the digital market. This request is connected to an earlier ruling in August, where U.S. District Judge Amit Mehta determined that Google had illegally monopolized the search market. According to sources, the Department of Justice's proposed measures will address Google's artificial intelligence ventures and Android operating system. Chrome, which dominates roughly two-thirds of the global browser market, is critical in how Google controls web access and advertising visibility. By default, the browser uses Google Search, gathers user data essential for its advertising business, and significantly contributes to the company's revenue. In response, Google expressed strong opposition. Leanne Mulholland, the company's vice president of regulatory affairs, criticized the Department of Justice's stance, calling it a radical agenda that could ultimately harm consumers. The Biden administration's push for big tech regulation marks one of its most assertive attempts to dismantle alleged monopolistic practices. However, political dynamics could significantly influence the case. Former President Donald Trump, now re-elected, has alternated between promising to prosecute Google and questioning the viability of breaking up the tech giant. A trial to evaluate the Department of Justice's proposed remedies is scheduled for April 2025, with Judge Mehta expected to issue a final ruling by August of the same year. The Department of Justice has outlined a range of potential actions, from ending Google's exclusive agreements, such as its billion-dollar deals with Apple to make Google the default search engine, to more drastic steps like divesting Chrome and Android. Chrome's vast market share and integration into Google's ecosystem make it pivotal for Google's advertising revenue. The company can offer more personalized and targeted ads when users log into Chrome browser with their Google accounts. Google argues that its success stems from the quality of its search engine and that users are free to choose alternatives, including competing search engines like Amazon and Bing. The Department of Justice may consider other measures to enhance market competition before deciding if Chrome's sale is essential.
Australia raises alarm over cybersecurity threats to critical infrastructure.
Australia has expressed concerns over the increasing number of cyber attacks targeting its critical infrastructure, with 1 in 10 cybersecurity incidents in 2023 linked to key sectors such as energy, water, education, and transport. According to a report released by the Australian Signals Directorate on Wednesday, these attacks were carried out by state-sponsored actors and cybercriminals using advanced methods to infiltrate government, infrastructure, and business systems. The report revealed that over 11% of last year's cybersecurity incidents involved critical infrastructure. Among these, 25% involved phishing, 21% exploited public-facing interfaces, and 15% utilized brute force attacks to gain unauthorized access. In a radio interview, Defense Minister Richard Marles highlighted the growing threats. "We are worryingly seeing an increased focus by both cybercriminals and state actors on our critical infrastructure." Marles also noted that Australia and its international partners have attributed many of these cyber incidents to China, Russia, and Iran. The report particularly pointed out China's evolving cyber tactics, which focus on positioning for potential disruptive effects rather than conventional espionage. This involves selecting targets and deploying techniques that could lead to significant disruptions if exploited during a critical moment. Beijing has consistently denied allegations of engaging in cyber attacks, dismissing claims from both the Australian and US governments that it uses hackers to infiltrate foreign systems. The report underscores the need to secure Australia's essential services from cyber threats. It also calls for enhanced collaboration between government agencies and private sector entities to fortify cybersecurity measures and ensure the resilience of critical systems. With cyber threats escalating in scale and sophistication, Australia faces growing challenges in safeguarding its national security and economic stability. The country has pledged to strengthen its cyber defenses and work closely with international partners to combat malicious cyber activities.
Kenya cancels airport and energy deals with Adani Group following U.S. bribery allegations.
On Thursday, Kenyan President William Ruto announced the cancellation of 2 major deals involving India's Adani Group after Gautam Adani, its founder, was indicted in the United States on bribery allegations. Ruto ordered the immediate termination of a procurement process that was set to grant control of Kenya's main airport to the Adani Group. A 30-year, $736 million public-private partnership to construct power transmission lines was also revoked between Kenya's Energy Ministry and an Adani Group subsidiary. I have directed agencies within the Ministry of Transport and within the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to immediately cancel the ongoing procurement, Rudo stated. He attributed the decision to new information provided by investigative agencies and partner nations. The cancellations come after U.S. authorities revealed on Wednesday that Gautam Adani and 7 other defendants allegedly paid approximately $265 million in bribes to Indian government officials. Rudo noted that these allegations raise serious concerns about the integrity of ongoing partnerships with the Adani Group. In response, the Adani Group strongly denied the accusations, stating that it would pursue all possible legal recourse to defend itself. Despite the U.S. indictment, the conglomerate has maintained that it adheres to the highest standards of corporate governance. Earlier on Thursday, Kenyan Energy Minister Opiyo Wandayi defended the energy deal, stating that there was no evidence of bribery or corruption in awarding the transmission lines contract. However, Rudo's directive underscores a zero-tolerance approach to potential ethical lapses in public-private partnerships. The cancelled agreements mark a significant setback for the Adani Group's international ambitions, particularly in Africa, where it has been expanding its infrastructure and energy footprint. For Kenya, the decision aligns with President Ruto's commitment to ensuring transparency and accountability in major government projects. As the legal battles and investigations unfold, this development is expected to have broader implications for Kenya's global investment partnerships and the future of its infrastructure development plans.
Amazon invests an additional $4 billion in AI startup Anthropic, strengthening partnership.
Amazon has announced an additional $4 billion investment in Anthropic, an artificial intelligence startup founded by former OpenAI researchers. This new funding boosts Amazon's total investment in the San Francisco-based company to $8 billion, making it one of Amazon's largest investments in a single company. Despite the significant investment, Amazon will remain a minority shareholder in Anthropic, the company behind the Claude chatbot and AI models. This move follows a series of significant investments by Amazon in Anthropic. In March, Amazon made a $2.75 billion investment in the company, marking the largest outside investment in Amazon's history. The company's also made an initial $1.25 billion investment in September 2023. Along with the investment, Amazon Web Services will become Anthropic's primary cloud and training partner. As part of this strategic partnership, Anthropic will use Amazon Web Services' Trainium and Inferentia chips to train and deploy its AI models. This collaboration underscores Amazon's growing focus on generative AI, where it competes with other tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Meta. The generative AI market is expected to top $1 trillion in revenue over the next decade, and Amazon is keen to secure its position as a leading player in the space. The news of Amazon's additional investment comes after Anthropic recently announced a significant milestone in AI development. The company unveiled AI agents capable of performing complex tasks on a computer, similar to how a human would. The new computer use capability allows AI models to interpret screen content, select buttons, enter text, navigate websites, and execute tasks across software and real-time internet browsing. Amazon was given early access to this new tool, and beta testers have included companies like Asana, Canva, and Notion. Anthropic has continued to expand its product offerings, releasing Claude Enterprise, a business-focused AI product, and more powerful models like Claude 3.5 Sonnet. As the AI race intensifies, Amazon's deepening ties with Anthropic signal its commitment to staying ahead in the rapidly evolving AI space.
U.S. Supreme Court declines to decide on Meta's shareholder lawsuit over Cambridge Analytica scandal.
On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to rule on whether shareholders could move forward with a securities fraud lawsuit against Meta Platforms Incorporated, formerly Facebook, leaving in place a lower court's decision that allowed the 2018 class action lawsuit to proceed. The lawsuit accuses Meta of misleading investors about misusing user data concerning the Cambridge Analytica scandal. The Supreme Court dismissed Meta's appeal in a brief, one-line order, without explaining its decision. The decision maintains the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruling, which revived the case after U.S. District Judge Edward Davila initially dismissed it. The case stems from allegations that Meta violated the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 by failing to disclose a 2015 data breach involving Cambridge Analytica, a British political consulting firm. This breach exposed the personal information of over 30 million Facebook users, and media reports in 2018 revealed that Cambridge Analytica used improperly harvested data to assist Donald Trump's 2016 U.S. presidential campaign. Plaintiffs, led by Amalgamated Bank, claim that Meta's failure to disclose this breach in its business risk statements misled investors, portraying the risk of data misuse as a hypothetical scenario rather than an event that had already occurred. Facebook's stock price dropped significantly after the breach was reported, leading shareholders to seek monetary damages for their losses. Meta argues that its disclosures were forward-looking statements that adequately warned of potential risks, and that it was not legally required to report the 2015 breach retroactively. Company spokesperson Andy Stone expressed disappointment with the Supreme Court's decision, calling the claims baseless and vowing continued defense in lower courts. The lawsuit represents one of several legal challenges Meta has faced over the Cambridge Analytica incident, including government investigations, congressional hearings, and enforcement actions. In 2019, the company settled with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for $100 million and paid a $5 billion penalty to the Federal Trade Commission. The Supreme Court's decision not to hear the case shifts focus back to the lower courts, where plaintiffs are expected to pursue discovery, and Meta may renew its motion to dismiss.